Let's go to Tony Cheng, who's in Perth, Australia, and has been kind of monitoring things. I heard him mention 8 aircraft, 9 ships. Says the weather's a little bit better. He says the search now is moving to the north, though, it sounds like.
Yes, we're moving a little closer to the coast of Western Australia, 1,600 kilometers to the west of Australia, moving a little closer in, a little further to the south as well. We've seen the planes coming in, going out at about 8 or 9, 10 every day. The intensity is still continuing, but we spoke to one of the pilots last night who'd just come off one of these 10-hour flights, and he was saying they'd seen a couple of things which were then confirmed as the normal debris you would find in the sea by planes out there. The operation is very smooth, it's getting very slick, but they're still not finding anything. I think there is a certain feeling of frustration creeping in. These guys are professionals. This is what they do for a living. In fact, one of the New Zealand aircraft we were on was explaining to us that they're usually tasked with finding things much harder to find, submarines out there in the Pacific Ocean, and they're very good at it. They're very well trained. So I think that the feeling was initially that if there was anything out there to find, they'd be able to get it. And there's, I think, again, a creeping frustration now that they haven't found anything after nearly 3 weeks of searching.
I guess if you were to look for a headline, a silver lining, he mentioned the Australian Transport Safety Bureau, that they're using this groundbreaking analysis to try and pinpoint the area. And he said that this unique cooperation that they're seeing, China, the U.S., Britain, obviously Australia and Malaysia, bringing these experts together to try and hone in on the area. But again, you know, that doesn't kind of get past the point that the weather hasn't been very good, the fact that it takes so long to get to the area and then back. These are some of the frustrations I guess you must be seeing on a daily basis.
Absolutely, and the Australian Prime Minister Tony Abbott said at the beginning of this search that these are some of the most remote areas in the world, and I don't think anyone's been under any illusions that this was going to be incredibly complicated. There has been a lot of groundbreaking technology used, both from the satellite ping technology that they've used to locate what they think to be the final position of the plane, to the ping locator that's currently on its way to what they think is the estimated crash site. But I think, again, what you have to bear in mind here is that the barriers they overcome, the natural barriers, the distance off the coast, the weather they're encountering, the rough seas, waves up to 3 meters high and out of the area. You know, there's just nothing they can do about that. And given the fact that this technology has only given us very approximate ideas of where that plane could have gone down, it makes it very complicated. We've seen massive areas of the ocean searched, but again, they've found nothing, and I think this is causing this creeping frustration. That said, again, the Australians, and you heard Angus Houston, the man who's now in charge of the search and rescue operation, have maintained all along that they are not giving up. They're committed to continuing this until they find some trace of that missing airliner.
All right, Tony, thanks so much for that live update from Perth.